Chapter 54. The streets were undrivable, even for a self-driving taxi. It took them as close as possible, forcing them to walk a couple of blocks through the packed streets. The revelries reminded Emily of U.S. history class's old-timey ticker-tape parades. Yard-long plastic tubes of alcohol and beads littered the sidewalks. Surely a tripping hazard, Sasha thought with a stern brow. Reggie's, what you gonna do? Emily thought with a big, goofy smile. A sharp-dressed woman in a black button-up coat and gray slacks opened the door when they reached the entrance. Ladies, the porter said with a conspiratorial smile, her finger tattoos hidden away in white cotton gloves. The cold inside air hit them like a storm front as they slipped past her, a stark contrast to the breezy, flirty spring air outside. Thankfully, Sasha and Emily had already taken a few beads, creating a nice, warm, fuzzy glow. "Sasha Dirtz," she said to the front desk clerk, as tipsy partiers yelled at a giant TV screen in the adjacent bar. It seemed "You're cut off" was suspended until the world was genuinely rid of Coraline and her bots. And the first thing that morning, thank you very much. "Yes, Miss Dirtz, of course. We are honored to have you here with us, ma'am. Your room is ready, the penthouse suite, naturally. I'll have our head concierge take you up and fulfill any requests you may have." Yeah. Please have our bags sent up, but I think we'll walk," Sasha said, snatching up the key cards. They took the marble and brass staircase, racing each other like kids to burn off the nervous energy of the 10, as proper partygoers gawked and huffed at their antics. Finding their room in a very polite, winded bellhop, they tipped him, then burst inside, bags in tow. The suite was expansive and felt way over the top, but the look on Emily's face was worth it. Sasha usually didn't fathom how rich she was, mostly because she rarely ventured far from her cozy, protective desert compound. "Field hockey, anyone?" Sasha said, spinning with her arms up. "Yeah, no shit," Emily concurred, dancing to the glass wall that framed the dense forest of beautiful skyscrapers and boring corporate boxes. She flung open the sliding door and stepped out into the breeze. Sasha joined her, leaning on the railing as they stared at the ants far below. "You know, we could have gone her way," Sasha said, thinking of the alternative universe that would have produced, leaving no dirts to balance out the bots. "Nah, no way, lady," Emily said, her eyes sparkling from the early AM lights of the cityscape. "This one time, I got a flying cicada stuck in my hair. It freaked me out for a week. Can you imagine? Brain danglies up there?" Emily asked jokingly, hands on top of her head and fingers dancing towards the sky. Sasha laughed, then exhaled deeply. "No, not us, you're right. Still, the whole thing is just so bizarre, right? Less than 10 years ago, we were all just Reggies, just mundane humans. We fought over race, religion, sexual orientation, politics, and resources. Even water, for fuck's sake," Sasha lamented. Emily nodded silently, remembering all the people that had died in those senseless, wasteful skirmishes. "Well, no one can say Coraline didn't fix the resources part. And as far as the high weirdness of us dirts, as Davis put it, it brought the damn Reggies and bots together in a sad, poetic way. But against us. The enemy of my enemy. And all that other recycled oh-so-human crap. And in the end, what? She got the limelight, and we're still lurking in the shadows." Sasha sighed, threatening to veer off into an even darker, extended monologue. "Yeah, but if you were going to wax on with some sort of pity party, I will throw that whole bucket of bar ice on your head. You hear me? Besides, the shadows are where all the fun stuff happens. We are here to celebrate, oh great leader." Emily shouted at the sky, the fluffy clouds turning the slightest hint of pink and gold as the sun began to rise. "Fine, you win," Sasha said oddly, sedately. Did I make her even sadder? Emily wondered. But then in an instant, old fun Sasha was back. So, how long do we have to go wild? How long till the launch? Emily tapped her watch, then blew a raspberry. Drats. An entire half hour. And thanks to the 10 stretching time like frickin' bubblegum, it's gonna feel like forever. So, wanna watch some funny vids? And eat the entire mini fridge? Emily asked rhetorically, running and jumping on the bed like a kid. Oh geez, here we go, folks, Sasha sighed, acting parental. Hey, don't get all old fart on me now, girl, Emily said as she threw her legs out and came down on her butt, laughing and then rubbing. Okay, fine. Well, in that case, Sasha said, smiling wide, I brought something. A very, very special something. I was gonna wait until we headed up to spring it on you, but what the hell, she said, hoisting her smaller bag under the bed and flipping the clasps. Ah, I figured you had something up your sorceress sleeve. You are so transparent sometimes, Miss Super Genius. Busted, Sasha said. But looky here. She threw open the luggage with a flurry and pulled out the black and gold magnum of champagne from its nest of clothes. What? Okay, who is that sexy beast? So, remember how we branched off into, no pun intended, the vineyards? To help launder all the monies, blah blah. Yes, Emily squealed. But you mean to tell me we actually made some damn sparkling wine? Oh, sorry, champagne? Emily corrected, but then realized she honestly didn't know the difference. Yes, ma'am. And I kept our first bottle ever, and I thought it fitting, none? We're finally here, and we are marvelous, baby, she said, popping the cork with a startled shriek. Oh crap, glasses, hurry! As the foamy fountain soaked the plush carpet, Emily lunged for the flutes on the bar, trying to catch as much of the sweet crunk juice as possible. They paused with full glasses, beaming at each other, but at a momentary loss for words. What do you say when your reality is stranger than fiction, and when you co-create it for so long it becomes your norm? Shit! We gotta get drunk, Emily blurted out, laughing. As you wish, my dear, Sasha concurred, clinking her glass to Emily's. With cheers! Emily closed her eyes and slammed the drink, despite the burning in her nose. By the time she came up for air and opened her eyes, Sasha had already refilled her own flute. Rude. Hey, no fair. Woman, you are so greedy sometimes. Give, she protested jokingly, making a hurried gesture. Her glass refilled, Emily drank half of it but thought it wise to slow her roll. They had all day, right? But the warmth of the drink hit her all of a sudden as Sasha topped her off. Whoa, that is good stuff, Sasha. We may have to go totally legit. Transition to the food and beverage biz or something, Emily said, watching Sasha hopefully for agreement. But Sasha's face had fallen, a cast of sadness replacing the smile from a second ago. Was she crying? Hey, what's wrong? Emily asked, taking her hand as tears streamed mascara down Sasha's cheek. Here, let me. Oh shit, Sasha, Emily said, taking the bottle and glass, setting them gingerly on the marble sidebar. Without a word, Sasha moved to the soft comforter of the bed and sat on the edge, letting out a small sob as she dabbed her eyes with a tissue. As Emily walked from the bar to the bed, she almost tripped, sweat breaking out on her hairline. Okay, no more drinking. She needs you right now. You can party after you cheer her the hell up. She eased down next to a distraught Sasha, putting a supportive arm across her back, squeezing. Okay, what's going on? Talk to me. Sasha was just staring out the window, her eyes a million miles away. Or rather, 20 miles away, focused on the glossy black curved top of Coraline's ship. She sniffed a few times as Emily prepared for a torrent from her old friend, because she rarely cried, but when she did, yikes. Instead, Sasha took a deep breath and let it out with a familiar, commanding burst of intention and focus. Sasha, why are you trying to push right now? Coraline's almost gone. We're safe. Finally safe. You don't need to... Okay, you're freaking me out. What is it? Emily asked, now more worried than concerned. Sasha turned, staring intensely into Emily's eyes, almost as if she were trying to transmit a mind seal. I'm sorry, Em. I know it's not fair. We both came so far, Sasha said. She stood up, faced Emily, and took a few steps back. Sasha, what are you talking about? Emily said, getting up to hug her upset friend. But with a rough time skip, Emily hadn't moved at all. Staring up at Sasha, Emily's mind was racing as her mouth hung open, and there was that old look in Sasha's face, like she had just found an answer in Emily's eyes. Oh, man. Are you sure that wine was bottled right? 'Cause I don't feel so hot, Emily said, thinking the 10 plus an adult beverage might have been too much before breakfast. Then all the straight lines in the room started to vibrate and pulse in enthralling rainbow hues. As Emily searched Sasha's face for her own answers, something chaotic spun in her stomach. Listen carefully, Em. You don't have much time. It's painless, I promise. And when you wake up, they'll all be with you, okay? Everyone. And it will be beautiful, an amazing place. So they say. I'm jealous, really. Emily was panicking, as gravity seemed to multiply every time she even thought of moving. And she had already thought of it dozens of times. Falling back on her hands and stiff arms, her body yearned to collapse onto the fluffy down comforter. Damn, it felt so good. What did you do, bitch? Emily demanded, feeling just as violated as that day in the jungle, realizing she had been. Emily looked over at Sasha's full flute next to her half-empty one. With a full-bodied jolt, she realized Sasha hadn't refilled her own glass. She just hadn't drunk the first one. Pivoting her seemingly massive head back to Sasha, light tracers stretched everywhere like fluorescent photon pinballs. Yes, Em. One last crazy candy, Sasha said, reading her mind. When I bottled it, I thought of this day and everything I wanted to say to you before you went. Sasha checked the mirror next to the bed, taking her eyes off Emily. She could see the first movements of Coraline's ship behind her, a sliver of the black curve rising up. Just like Emily, it would soon be gone. How could you? Does it mean so much to you, some mysterious future, where you're a queen or some shit? A goddess? You thought you had to poison me? Kill me? Emily demanded. But the allegation slid off Sasha like rain off a statue. Sasha continued, her resolve and delivery bolstered by all the years she had spent in meditation, allowing her to sidestep any emotional attachment. She couldn't let it get in the way, not now, not on the cusp, not even for her best friend. All that matters right now, Em, is that you know one thing, just one thing. I love you. Emily cried silently, her vision blurred like a watercolor palette of psychedelic swirls. The black hole gravity underneath her won, and she slipped down flat on her back, so relieved to be done fighting its inescapable pull. Sasha walked over, standing tall, eyes set in a squint. She looked down on Emily as her breathing became shallower, more labored. Just then, 3 hard knocks on the door made Sasha jump, her heart pounding. Leaving a neutralized Emily, she jogged over and looked through the peephole. A fish-eyed version of Rue stared back nervously from the other side.